You're probably starting your GoHighLevel SaaS agency and you have a website that is not getting you any clients. If I was to take a look at your website, would it look like this one right here? Now the thing is, I see 90% of GoHighLevel SaaS agencies have websites that look like this. These websites are boring, they're generic, they're corporate. I want you to take a look at a different website, and this website I actually built myself. So now you saw both websites. You saw one that was a little bit generic, boring, that didn't convey information properly to a prospect. And on the other side, you saw a website that was unique, beautiful, and made it very easy for a prospect to know exactly what this tool does and you can help them solve their problems. I'm gonna show you how I built this website, take you a little bit behind the scenes. And if you've bought this template from my previous video, I'm gonna show you how to edit this very easily, show you how I've made it so that you can change the colors, change different sections, and have it ready for your prospects. Now, if you're new, my name is Rico and I run a GoHighLevel SaaS agency. I help businesses and agencies that run on high level build better websites that get them more clients. Now I'm going to start by comparing two websites. I have this website right here, and the first thing that you may see is that there's a lot going on. The website looks unfinished. There's too much stuff going on and it doesn't really speak to the prospect. There's a disconnect, and it honestly looks like 90% of those like IT or marketing websites that you see out there. Very generic, very boring. Now when your ideal prospect lands on a website that looks like this, they might not see how you can help them. Instead, I built this website right here. You see that it's very interactive. The value prop is very clear. Grow your business from one place. This rotating text is very interactive as well. And there's this kind of image here that incentivizes me to scroll. There's like different sections, benefits. It looks very beautiful. And I'm going to show you how I actually built it so that if you're thinking about building a website that looks like this, you will see how you can do it on GoHighLevel and get a website that gets you more clients. All right, so the first thing that I want you to take a look at is this is a global section. So what that means is that in every other of my pages, I have 5 pages, I've added the same navigation bar right here. So if I make a change to this navigation bar, the change will be reflected in all of my different pages. So that's something that I see some GoHighLevel users don't use to its full advantage, global sections. You see here, I have my main hero section. I have this headline right here. It has the moving text effect. I have this cool section with the benefits that is speaking to the prospect and showing them, okay, how is it that this software will help you? It's not just a cool tool with AI chatbot and blah, 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 but what does it actually reflect and mean to you? What I did here was 2 columns. So you see there's a column here where I added this headline. And then here, what I did is another column and then just added like some paragraph and some text right here, even added some dividers to make sure each of the benefits was very easy to read. If I wanted to do this from scratch, let me just show you how I would do that. I would just click this here, add a full width section, and then add a 2-column row. From here, I would just add a headline. And in this case, I wanted to add, let's say, a sub headline and a paragraph. And then I would play around with the styling and everything, make sure that it looks nice. So for instance, what that would look like is click here, click text align, and then make it here as well. And then I could even add a divider here. And once I have that section, what then I would do is start duplicating that and then stacking them on top of each other. If you notice right here, there's like a lot more space in between the different sections to make it more beautiful and more readable. What I would do is click on this divider and then add some space in here at the bottom. We could add like 20. The cool thing about this website is that I've made it very easy so that if in the future I wanted to add this gradient here to any part of my text, what I could do very easily is click here, go to advanced, and then here type the word gradient bold 1. And then if I hit enter, you see that now the entire headline has that nice gradient. Let's say I only wanted a few words to have that gradient. What I would do is take the rest of the text and then make it so that it's not bold. So that's how I'd be able to do that very quickly and very easily as well. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you is, let's say I wanted to make it so that an entire section actually had that same gradient. What I could do is, and what I'm actually going to do is, first of all, I'll make this not bold again. What I would do is click on this section right here, go to advanced, and then here in the custom class, I've made it so that if I type the word bg-gradient1 and I hit enter, the entire section has that color. So very cool, very interactive. Of course, in this case, the font is hard to read. So based on the colors that I have, what I would do is make it so that my headline is white and everything here would be white as well. So that's how you see that I would be able to create very easily this gradient right here. If you already got this SaaS template, all of the things that I explained, you can do yourself. Even if you don't know anything about code, if you follow the steps that I'm showing you, you can do this on your own version as well. I want to show you something very cool, which I think is going to help you a lot. And some of you guys that got the template were talking to me about how your company colors might be different and you don't know code and you don't want to go through the hassle of like coding this from scratch. What I've done is that if you got this version, I've added this at the top, which is a way to make it so that we create variables and then these two colors will be applied throughout the whole website. So let's say for my agency, I have colors that are different. What I can do is go to this website, coolors.co. You know, I love this website. And let's pretend that my two colors are these two right here. First of all, I would click here and then make sure that I am in RGB, copy this. And let's say for my color one, I would replace it here so that I would just click this. And then my other agency color is this yellow or saffron, I guess. I would make sure that I'm in RGB, copy this, and then replace it here for my color two. So essentially what I'm doing is replacing the colors of the template. And if I hit save, you see very quickly how now the entire website has those two colors. So very quickly and beautifully, you see that now my website has my company colors, that yellow and that green. Now let's say that you wanted these buttons to be different. You could of course manually change the color here and find your color. But something cool that I've made as well is that you can click here, go to advanced, and then type the word background gradient 1. And then if you hit enter, you see that now even the buttons have those colors applied as well. So very nice, very beautiful, and that's something that I wanted to show you, which I implemented on the website that will make it easier for you to edit it as well. Now coming back to how I did this website, this is a section that has 3 rows. I have this main row for the headline and the sub headline. Then we added this row right here, and then after this was all done, we duplicated this. So what you could do is, let's say you wanted to implement more features, what you could do is click here and then just start changing this to whatever feature you want to accentuate. If you have different graphics, you would be able to change them here. Now, something that I wanted to show you is how we built this section right here, which is my favorite section. We took a look at different websites, and on that process, we came across this website right here and in sections that look just like this. So we noticed how this was very eye-catchy and very beautiful. It showed different features and graphics in a way that was easy to consume and digest. So we modeled websites like this. You see that this looks very nice, very beautiful, into our own website just like this. And what we did in this case, let me go back to the website editor, is made it so we had multiple rows, and some of the rows would be a 1-column row like you see right here, or a 2-column row like you see right here. What we did as well is that we added some cool gradients here as well. So each of these sections have different gradients, so kind of modeling it after this website right here. And lastly, you saw that we added this beautiful graphics as well, which actually show how the platform is being used. And from a prospect's perspective, they can actually see, okay, this is what I'm going to be buying. I'm going to be buying a software that helps me schedule clients into my calendar. I'm going to be able to create forms. I'm going to be able to create like websites and so on. So you actually show what the prospect is going to be buying, as opposed to a website that looks like this. So that's something that's key if you're building a website for your SaaS. Make sure that you integrate graphics that look kind of like this. Now let me show you how we actually created this, and to do these we did them in Photoshop. So here I have a few examples. Let me just actually lower this here so you see a little bit more. So you see how I can move different things and adjust them in a way that looks nice, looks beautiful. After we created this beautiful graphics, we then made them so that they would be 3D, so they would be a lot more interactive, more user engaging, and that was the theme of the website. So same here, you see that this is what the calendar graphic looks like. You see that I can change different things and just adjust accordingly. After we created these graphics, as I mentioned, we made them so that they would be 3D. Not only that, but we also made it so that when the user hovers the mouse over them, they become bigger, just adding to that 3D form as well. Let's say you already have this website and you added an image. Very easily, what you can do is go to advanced and then add the class make bigger 1, and that will make it so that when you preview the website, in this case it doesn't work because I am on the website editor, but if you preview your website, the actual icons will become a little bit bigger, adding to that 3D effect. Breaking down this section here, you see that I have a 2-column row and then kind of like repeats itself and kind of guides the user. This we modeled after websites that look like this. You see, well, in this case, first of all, I want to outline the fact that this is very clever. Like they said, have 50 minutes. It's a very friendly way to start this section because it might contain a little bit more text than other sections in the website, but it's actually going to show you, okay, here are 5 things that you can do with our software. So that's kind of like what we did. If you wanted to do this on your own website, what this would look like is you could just click here, then select a 2-column row, and then here you would be able to add an image, and here I would be able to add a headline, then a paragraph, and then last a button. Instead of adding a button from scratch, of course, you know what you can do is click here, duplicate this, and then bring the button over. So that's honestly what I would do. I wouldn't even add it like this. What I would do instead is just literally duplicate this, bring it down here, even duplicate this, bring it down here. And let's say for the graphic, let's say in this case, I wanted to add this graphic right here. Can just copy the image address here, scroll all the way down there, click here, and then I could just paste it very quickly, very easily. That's how you would be able to add it. Of course, we have these two on the same side. So to change that, what I would do is make it so that it's like this. So now you see that as I scroll, it kind of guides me or guides the user to go in that direction. This section doesn't have enough spacing. So of course, I would make sure that it matches the spacing properties of the previous section. So in this case, this one has 40 at the top and 40 at the bottom for padding. So I would click on this section and then add 40 and then 40 here as well. So that's how very seamlessly I just added this new section here. Here we've made it so that we added different logos and they move. If I wanted to change this, of course, they're moving too fast right now. What I can do is click on the custom CSS, cut all of it, paste it somewhere where I'm not going to lose it just to be safe. And then I'm going to hit save. Right now, you see that I can actually see the graphics. Once you change the logos to what you actually want, what you could do then is paste this again, hit save, and now the website is working again. For the pricing, we've kept it very simple, but if you wanted to add a different pricing plan based on what you offer, you can just literally duplicate this right here. Now, right now, the spacing is kind of messed up. So what you can do is click on here and you see that there's margin at both sides. Instead of 40, you can make it so that it's, let's say, 10. So that looks a little bit better, but it's still too tight. This section, what I've done is that I've made it so that the width was just 85, just because before I only had 2 pricing. So that's why I would make it so that it's kind of like squished in the middle and it looks beautiful. In this case, I have 3 pricing packages. So what I would do is just make it so that it's back to 100. And that's how it get it to look very naturally, very beautiful. Now, of course, here you would be able to change your stuff, adjust your prices, and so on. If at any point, as I mentioned, you want to change these buttons to match your colors, you can just click this here, go to advanced, and then select BG-gradient 1, hit enter. And now you see how very quickly you've changed the colors. Let's say now I changed my mind. I don't want it to be green and yellow, but I want it to be a different color. I can just click on the code and then find my colors, click here, go back here, and you know what, I can just replace the color here, hit save. And now you see how my buttons and everything else that I've done has that new gradient. Of course, depending on your colors or the feel that you want to give to the website, you will play around with these colors to make sure that they match. Anyways, I hope you found this video valuable and you saw a little bit as to like how we actually built this website. If you are a GHL GoHighLevel agency and your current website looks like this, it's not getting you any clients, but you want to get something that is ready to go, it's beautiful and it looks professional, you can click the link in the description and get the copy of this website. A website like this would cost $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000, but you can get it for just a fraction of the cost. Click the link in the description and get the copy of this website. With that, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.